Jake was known in his town for doing very normal things in very strange ways. One Monday morning, he woke up late for school, jumped out of bed, and tried to get ready in record time. In his rush, he accidentally brushed his teeth with hand soap instead of toothpaste. The moment the bubbles started forming in his mouth, he realized something was terribly wrong. He ran to the sink, spitting foam everywhere while yelling, "Why does mint taste like a bathroom?" After finally fixing the problem, he ran to catch the bus. As he reached the bus stop, he waved his arms dramatically like he was guiding an airplane. The bus driver stopped, opened the door, and stared at him. "Why were you waving like that?" she asked. Jake shrugged and said, "I panicked. My legs were running but my arms didn't know what to do." At school, things somehow got even worse. During math class, the teacher asked the class a simple question. "If you have 5 apples and you eat 2, how many do you have left?" Jake confidently raised his hand. "5," he said. The teacher looked confused. "How do you still have 5? Jake smiled proudly and replied, "Because I would never eat apples. I don't trust fruit that crunches." The whole class burst into laughter while the teacher slowly rubbed her forehead, like she was reconsidering her career choices. Later during lunch, Jake tried to impress his friends by doing a cool trick with a juice box. His plan was to flip it in the air and catch it dramatically. Unfortunately, the juice box exploded when it hit the table, spraying grape juice everywhere including on the principal's white shirt as he walked by. The entire cafeteria went silent. Jake froze like a statue. The principal looked down at his shirt, then slowly looked at Jake. Jake tried to save the situation and said, "Well, at least now your shirt has flavor." That did not help. After school, Jake decided the day couldn't possibly get worse, so he stopped by a grocery store to grab a snack. While walking through the aisles, he slipped slightly on the floor but managed to regain balance by grabbing the nearest thing, which happened to be a giant stack of cereal boxes. The boxes started wobbling like a slow-motion domino effect. Jake whispered, "No, no, no," but it was too late. The entire stack fell over with a loud crash that echoed through the store. A worker rushed over and asked, "Sir, what happened here?" Jake looked at the mess and calmly said, "Gravity." Big fan of cereal. When Jake finally got home that evening, he collapsed on the couch, exhausted from the chaos of the day. His little sister walked in, looked at him, and asked, "Why do you look like you survived a cartoon?" Jake sighed and replied, "Because my life is basically a cartoon, but without the background music that warns me before things go wrong." Just then, his mom walked into the room holding his school report. "Jake," she said, "your teacher emailed me today." Jake immediately sat up. "Before you say anything," he said quickly, "I want you to remember that learning is a journey." His mom raised an eyebrow and replied, "Yes, and apparently you are taking the scenic route." Jake leaned back on the couch and thought about his day: the soap toothpaste, the apple math, the juice explosion, and the cereal disaster. After a moment he smiled and said, "You know what? Tomorrow will be better." At that exact moment, he reached for a snack on the table, knocked over a glass of water, and spilled it all over himself. Jake stared at the dripping water for a second and sighed. "Okay," he said quietly, "maybe next week."